everyone, and welcome to everyone to this very exciting event today where we're going to do an Ask Me Anything about pre-designed blocks. We're going to be focused on pre-designed blocks. I'm going to actually walk through and build a website from scratch utilizing the pre-designed blocks, and we're just going to see how long it takes today. We're going to see what it's like and then how you can utilize the other features within the system to create your website. So that's the focus for today. So settle in, get relaxed, and we'll get started momentarily. Of course, if you have any questions or comments, please leave in the comment section as we get started. I want to be able to highlight your questions and be able to answer them live today. So that way you know exactly what to do when you come across any type of problem or question anything inside the PhotoBiz builder. So please let me know. We're going to go ahead and get started. Since this today is going to be kind of a timed event, I'm going to do something different than usual. I'm going to see how long it takes. So let's go ahead and open up our web browser. We're going to have it set here. You can see I have a timer up here in the corner, and we're going to start with a blank system, nothing in there. You can see all these other pages. I've hidden them for now, but we're going to make sure that we're going to build from scratch completely today. So when we're taking a look at our website, you can see there's virtually nothing here, just the home page now that's empty. It's just a shell. So I'm going to keep that open. We're going to go ahead and just start building the website, and I'm going to go ahead and set this thing up, and we're going to get started. Let's see how long it takes today. There might be some quiet moments, but hey, let's just focus on seeing how long it takes. That's the main goal, so you can highlight the product. So we're going to go ahead and just showcase what the product looks like first, and then we'll get started. So what are the pre-designed blocks? If you saw our latest release, pre-designed blocks are a feature that is now a part of the PhotoBiz builder. So if you are building anything within the website, pre-existing pages or starting from scratch, if you need to add something such as a title block, when you click it, you will now see you have the blank option that was the standardized option. Now you have pre-designs that you can choose from. So maybe you want to highlight something with something like a large title effect or something like that. You could click here and it would appear directly in here where you can start modifying it on your own. It's very fast, very easy, and you can do this virtually with all the blocks in here. So if you're going to add, images and maybe you wanted a specific layout, you could then choose, oh, I want a gallery. How can I have my gallery set up? Boom, there it is, already ready and set up for you. So it's very fast, very, very fast. So let's go ahead and start building a home page, about page, gallery page, an FAQ page, and a contact page. I think that'd be kind of the main focus today. And then if there's any time for anything else in between that, we'll work on that as well. Maybe we'll even get a mini session page. Who knows? Get our scheduler set up in there. But let's go ahead and dive right on in. I'm going to set the timer, and we're just going to start building. So there we go. Got 60 minutes. See what we can get done in the next hour. All right, so it's our home page. So I'm going to start it off by knowing that I need some essentials, and that's usually going to be a banner. So you can see we have different banner layouts, different ones to choose from. I love this one. I think I'm going to choose this one though because I love the centered look already. You can see that right there. It's got some ghost effects, but we can go ahead and deal with that. We can go into our settings, we can go to our design, go to our edit design, we can go to our graphics and stylings, see what's there. I have all these options there. I'm going to just change it from underlined effects to classic. There we go, because I want my buttons filled right away. There we go. So we got this banner. All right, what I'm going to need next is probably some titles. So we have different titling. I love this blue tone, but I also love this look, so I'm going to go with that. And then I need some text editor. I need to get people excited about joining and visiting my website. So let's go with something like this. I think visually that looks really nice. Then we need something like a text editor. I want people to see something visual, so maybe they're meeting me for the first time. I kind of dig something like this one or this one, but I don't want it to be too large, so I'm going to select this one. There we go. And I love the color and effects that are going on the page as well. I think that looks really attractive. So next I want to highlight some few options. I want to have people be able to select maybe some galleries, something like that, directly underneath. So let's give them the options of that. So we're going to give them right here, I'm just going to give them selectable options. I think that looks good right there. And then I might add a divider just to break up the information here. You can see we have some divider options. I'm just going to select the simple line for now. And then I'm just going to choose its length. I'm going to make it go long. There we go. And then let's go ahead and maybe end this page with some, something like a big testimonial. What that could look like. See anything in here that might look worthy? Right here's a client testimonial. I'm just going to put that, adds a little color to the page, some extra color, and then we're going to round it out with some form options. Let's see what form. Oh, I just want a basic form. It's just simple they can connect with me. So I'm going to select that, put that in there, and let's see what we got here. Got that in there. Let's see how our page is laid out already. Looking pretty gorgeous. Look at that. And we did all that through a slow walkthrough in about 3 minutes, but we can go much faster if we wanted to. How fast? Well, let's just build our about page real quick so you can kind of get the grasp of how fast it could be. Now, of course, you can choose from a pre-select option of designs that are here for our pre-designed pages, but we're starting blank. I want to show how fast it is to build with blank options. So I'm just going to create an about page. Okay. Page is blank. And again, I want to start with something that's about us. So I'm going to select this. It's going to be nice and big about us. Maybe below it, I'm going to add some text about us. So it's going to be just some nice little information that kind of goes into more about me, a little call to actions that can drive them to where we want them to go more. And then we're going to end with that secondary option of what type of gallery would they like to do next or visit. So I'm going to end with this list item here. I think that'll be good so they can visit us. So let's check out that about page. And it's pretty spot on. Now we are got some flush options on, but we can turn those flushing options off if we want to and go to our styling. We can turn it off and we can see what that looks like as well. There we go. I kind of want it tight for this page instead of going flush, but I love the way it's laid out, and there might be some color things that we can shift around as we go, but it is coming out pretty quickly, and we'll update all these sections with our own text as we go. But we got 2 pages kind of laid out the way I want to. We're putting the bones together. We're setting everything up. All right, where is next? We need to create a gallery page, right? So we're going to be like, some type of specific photography, just one type of photography. We'll just say either seniors or weddings, whatever comes up easiest. So we'll just say portfolio. There we go. And there we go, we got it here. I'm going to bring the about up here. I'm going to add the portfolio page right underneath it. And we're just going to select in here. We saw that gallery option. There's different ones, slideshow options if we wanted to go that route, but I love being able to see all the way down the page. So let's just select this one right here. Beautiful. It's already looking absolutely stunning. And we need to add some things to make it a little bit more attractive for SEO purposes. So we're going to give it a title at the top so people know what type of photography we do. That might be helpful. And we're going to add right here as well something, just a little blurb, just a tiny little blurb, and it's something that we can modify as we go too. And maybe we'll switch it around where it's located at. But we're just going to select here this one for now. Since it's about seniors, I think that looks kind of cool. And it's already kind of talking about that. But you can see already, it's doing a lot of work. It's doing a lot of work already. I mean, now it's just replacing all these images with your own, right? Replacing all this text on your own. So we got those 3 pages kind of laid out. So next, we want to go ahead and create an FAQ page. The FAQ page can have a little bit of everything, a little testimonial, a little information about investment. That's what we're wanting to gather right here. So we're just going to put, instead of FAQ, we'll just put investment. How about that? I think that would be nice to have. Okay. So again, we probably want to put like a title here, or you know, let's change it up a little. Let's put a little banner here. I'm gonna put a little banner here, a little narrow, right? We want to keep people intrigued. So something like this. I like the one that just says portfolio, because we'll probably make it say something, you know, along the lines of like your investment or something like that. And then below we'll have some text. Okay, looks good. And then underneath that, we can then do some list item options. And for that, we can add like kind of like a walkthrough of what it's like. So I love this one. I think this will look really cool. So we can modify this to be about, instead of lifestyle, drone, and product, we can talk about the steps of what the investment is, the costs, and such. Next, we can then add in the FAQ block. So here we can choose different options, different layouts, you know, the accordion, whatnot, if we want to. So let's just go with, let's start with something basic like this, and then we'll modify it as we go. How about that? Easy enough, right? So when we're looking at the page now, you can see what it's doing. Again, I'm going to probably make this not go full flush, but let's see what it does. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Look how gorgeous this is already. I love it. So we have our home page, about, portfolio, investment page, and then we'll just add a simple contact page for now. Let's go ahead and create a new one. I'm going to start from scratch. We'll call it contact. There we go. And there we go. So now we want something that's kind of cool. We'll just add a simple little form here first. Let's go ahead and have our form that we want so people can touch base with us. Just going to select this one again that we had earlier. I think that's simple enough. We'll change it to, instead of the event, we'll just keep it simple. There we go. So it's just a simple contact form. Above that, we'll put a cool banner there again. I like this banner layout. And we'll modify it and add a different photo and such. And then if you want to, you can add some map information below it. So you can choose different map layouts, anything like that. Kind of cool, right? So there we go. So in less than 10 minutes, we have 5 pages laid out. Home page, about, our portfolio, investment, and our contact. Now, of course, some of these colors don't all fit together. Like there's a blue tone here, there's some pink tones here. The pink I'm okay with. We're looking for more of these muted tones. That's kind of what we're playing with. We can modify these as we go, but we have everything laid out. Like I love the black, I love this beige tone. We'll want to make sure that all our tones fit. But in less than 10 minutes, we've got it set up. Now we just got to go through and modify to make everything say what we want and feel uniform to the look that we're going for. So let's go ahead and start page by page doing that. We're going to go back to our home page, ready to book. So we have this, we have it set on, looks like a wedding look. So let's go ahead and see what we have in our senior gallery. Since most of it seems to be senior oriented, how about we stick with that aesthetic and we kind of keep moving from there. Love that. We're just going to pull the image focal point up just a touch. There we go. Whoop. Click too deeply. There we go. There we go. So, and then we want this button to lead somewhere. So we're going to make it go to our contact page. Select. Contact, right? There we go. All right, and then I'm just going to move the investment page above and the contact page above. There we go. So we have our core pages there. And then we need to modify all this stuff. We have this. I think this is fine. Title for now. Where we locate it, I'm just going to change it to Greensboro. NC, right? And then we have wedding and engagement photographer, so I need to change that. So I'm going to ask PhotoBiz AI to assist me with this. My name is Jane Doe Studios. I'm a senior photographer in Greensboro, NC. Been a pro for 15 years. I need to write a welcome message to entice people to book with me. All right, there we go. So we got something simple. I'm going to ask it to generate text, tell them what I want. And this is like having a writing partner. So I'm going to have them generate text for me based on this. So look at this. It's got some great little blurbs here. I might even take some of this stuff here and move it to the section below. So I'm just going to cut this out because I just really want to welcome. So we got this. I'm going to keep it this. I'm going to center it all back up. See what it looks like. It's looking pretty good. Might change a little bit of the styling here. Maybe make it set to a medium. It's not too bad. Maybe up to here. Let's see what ultra thin looks like. Not too bad. So I'm just going to keep it on medium. So when we take a look at the website now, on our home page, got this, getting in there, right? It's looking pretty good. We want to modify a few things here and there. So our header 1, let's see what our font for header 1 is. It's set to a here, but I want to change it to this one. So I'm going to change it there. There we go. So it looks good. And our font size, it's a little small for me, so I'm just going to up it just a touch for our paragraph. Go from 80 to probably 100. There we go. And then that information that we had here earlier that we cut from the other one, why choose us? I'm going to change this why. Why choose Jane Doe Studios? There we go. Boom. And this is all paragraph text, so I'm just going to boost it up. I'm going to refresh this section. There we go. And I'm just going to adjust the size of the title. It's at 190. Don't need it that big. Maybe 160. Well, it's still a little big. There we go. And we're going to change some of the colors. Right now it's utilizing that blue tone, but I'm more into these gold and brown, so I'm going to change this to black for the button color. And then the title color I'm going to change to black as well, just so it kind of mirrors what we have on other pages. And you can see how that's looking. There we go. Simple enough. We can have this button here if we want it, or we can lose it. It's up to you, truly. And then down here we have our call us, visit us, email us. I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this section here. I'm going to make this one called gallery or portfolio, right? And we'll say something like, you, my work, see yourself. Something a little artistic there, and then we'll make sure the page is going to go to the portfolio page. There we go. We'll change visit us to investment. Learn about the options. Okay, and then we'll change where that's directed to. We'll change it to a page. We'll change it to investment. Button will say learn more. And we need to change this one saying call now to view. There we go. And then contact us. We'll change it to this. There we go. We'll change it there. I think what it says is fine. There we go. Now we just need to modify the pet photos here. We're just going to go to a clipboard. We're going to change it up real quick. I'm going to choose this one. I think this one's stylistically cool. So we'll pick that one. We'll go to the next one, investment. We'll modify this one a little bit. So there we go. And then we'll change the last one. But for our clipboard, we'll just change it to this one for now. There we go. Now we're going to remove that blue overlay tone that I was talking about because I want a slightly different one. Maybe we'll use a brown tone. There we go. So, and that blue button, I'm going to change it to black for now. So we can kind of see what our page is doing now. When we look at it, you can see it's running all the way across like this. There's that nice little color texture to it, but I want to make sure I don't want it to go all the way flush, so I'm going to change it slightly. There we go. To make it come in. You can see that. And let's see what else can we do to it. Can we add some animations? Yeah, we got animations already on. Let's see. We got fill. Yeah, there we go. Looking good. So it's already doing what we want it to. Opacity, button image border thickness. Let's see what thin does. It's kind of cool. I'm going to just add a little bit of gold around it. How about that? I think that'd be cool. Maybe this brown tone, right? There we go. Just to add a little texture to it. Looking really cool. All right, we have our client testimonial here. So we can keep it as is. We'll just, make it a client testimonial. I'll just copy this for now, just in case. Just give me something generic. There we go. Just something. Just to have something, right? So I'm going to center it up. I'll just tell it not to do any of the block work. How about that? Go. Then I'll tell it to center up, and then I want this a little bit larger, so let's just make it slightly larger. There we go. And then if we want that who said it text to be a little bit larger, I'm just going to change it to a header 2, and we're going to change it style wise to come down a little bit. We don't want that large. There we go. So now we have something kind of going along with it, right? So there we go. We have this booking form here. We're going to change it to just a regular contact form. There we go. I'm going to modify it because I don't like the way those are stacked. So we're just going to change it to here. There we go. Done. So now where you got that, and then we can add, I need to add a block right here just telling people, hey, to contact me. So So we're going to put this blue one, but we're going to change it to this black, because we've been using black as kind of our divider. And then we'll change it to say there we go. Ready to talk, contact me below. So we have that set up, ready to go. Built this page out. Got a custom text in. Some other things I might do to it. I want some spacing just for, having some breathing room. I'm gonna add a little spacing right in this block. There we go. But we built this whole page, it's done. Don't need this divider anymore, I don't feel like. So let's get rid of that. So you'll kind of do things you're like, oh, I don't need this, because this is already kind of dividing on its own. There we go. And it's looking pretty strong. Pretty happy with how that turned out. Now, we can modify one more thing on this page, and I think it's the button here. I want the button text to be a little bit larger. So I'm going to keep it as is here, but I'm going to make it just a little bit larger. And I'm going to make the color black and the button text color white. There we go. Okay, page is done. Let's run to our next one. Okay, this one's got to be all about the photographer. So I'm going to take a little bit of this. And I'm just going to say, generate a about me, the photographer, Jane Doe. Years, a pro in senior photos, and then mention how I will make it unique for your liking so it looks good for your parents and your social media channels for years. Something like that. I'm going to tell it to generate text. It's going to create. There we go. Have something like that. So we got something written in there. There we go. Just gonna modify the text size a little bit. So it fills out this space a little bit better. There we go. Looks good. And then we're going to change what the button does. We're going to make it say, let's talk. And then we're going to lead it to our next page, which will go to our contact page. There we go. And down here we have some more things that we can mention here. We can talk about some accolades and things like that. So I can say, talk about the experience from a client's perspective as a testimonial for Jane Doe Studios senior photographer. Okay, got that. Going to tell it to generate something. Maybe it's like a little testimonial here as well. this will help me kind of kickstart things. But you can see where you can apply any type of text that you've done, anything right in here. And see, this is like a longer section of it, but you know, I can put something in here, modify it how I want to. If you tell your customers to give you a quote, you know, they're gonna have something, but you just want to truncate it, right? You know, something like that. You could remove whatever you don't want. So I'm just gonna take it from there. I think that's perfect enough. We'll just say John Doe Senior 2025, you know, something like that. And then you can modify however you want to. We're gonna make this header 2. We're gonna modify our text, make our header 2. And then we'll make the paragraph text just a little bit larger. Not too much bigger. There we go. Just enough to fill it out. Well, we'll change the title, say what clients are saying. There you go. So now we have it where now they can call us, visit us, or email us. We have that section here. We can then make this our secondary navigation port. I'm going to add a divider here, just a simple line just to break up information. I'm going to make it a little bit long. There we go. Just to break up the area. And down below we can have our call us turn into a section about you know, our gallery again, portfolio. And we do everything in caps, so view. There we go. You could put something like visit my gallery. Got that. Be like, visit my gallery, see what type of experience you can have. We'll switch this to view, and we'll tell it to go where next page, portfolio. There we go. Next, we can change the visit to investment. Go to a page, make it go to our investment page. There we go. I'm gonna tweak some things here, put a little BR. What I'm doing there is, I'm making it go down to another line level so it lines up with the view over on the other side. See? Little code trick. And then there we go. Okay, there we go. Send a message. We're going to select contact. There we go. So now, and I just want to change a few things here. We're going to change the images out, of course. I'm going to change it to this one for this one. I'm going to change this one. I'm going to choose maybe this one since we haven't used it yet. And then for our stock one, for this one, I think it's fine because it's about connecting. So when we're taking a look at this page, how's it looking? We want to change some colors. Our overlay color, I'm going to change it to more of this muted peach tone that we've been using. That way it kind of lines up with everything else we got going on. We have our about. There we go. Look at that. Our pages are getting set up. And since this uses a color background, I don't need that divider. So let's go ahead and destroy that throw it in the trash. Let's get rid of unnecessary stuff. There we go. Look at that. Home page, about page. Jump over to our portfolio. Let's update the information here. We got 30 more minutes left basically, so let's keep going. So jump over to our portfolio. Here's where you would upload all your own photos. So, you know, if you didn't have these already uploaded, you could. If you had stuff in your clipboard, you could select stuff there. Anything like that, you could just start adding them directly from here, directly into there. But we're just going to imagine that I uploaded these in here. There we go. They uploaded. And then we can say, you know, senior. We'll change it to senior photos. There you go. Got that. Senior photo experience here. I'm going to change it from this tone to maybe more of a brown tone. There we go. And we can change something here. You can keep that there if you want to, or we could change it over here. You know, we just need to tell it to do something different. So I need some senior photography paragraph about shooting photos of Jane Doe Studios in Greensboro, NC. How I will make their photos amazing and the experience will be fun. Okay. So there we go. How I'll make their photos, and just need a paragraph of that. So hopefully it doesn't go too long. We'll see. So it did about 2. So we'll hit refresh. We'll see what it does. I'm excited to collaborate. So there we go. You can take whatever you want. I'm just going to take this one. I think that's all I need. There we go. And we don't want to make this text too big compared to this one. And even if you wanted to, you could take here and put it there. Vice versa. You don't want these competing, so I might make the font on this side just a little bit smaller for the title. So you can see, yeah, that way they don't compete, right? And you can see there's other things, layouts and options, stylings, anything like that that you want to do here, you can definitely modify. Or if you want to change where it's located at, but I like the way it is right now. So keep that the way it is. You could change the colors here if we wanted to, but for the most part, we're good. We have our SEO related data here. Something you could do is then add a form. So we're just going to select one here below it. So let's get our divider. We've been using the line mostly, so let's stick to that. We're just going to have it run flush again. There we go. That way it breaks up this material. We have enough photos. You don't want more than 30 in a gallery, because at that point, customers should have already figured it out if they want to hire you or not anyway. Plus, it'll just load faster for SEO purposes. All right, so next we want to add our form. I'm going to select the simple one that we've been using. I'm going to change it to contact form. There we go. And we'll make some modifications again to the colors. We want the background color to stay the way it is maybe, or we want to change it to something completely different. We can. I'm going to change the button background color to be that darker tone, and we'll want the button color to be white on the inside, the text wise. So there we go. And since we're using a off color, we do not need the divider. So when we take a look at it, it'll match our top. There we go. And if we want to, we can add like a little let's talk here, or we could steal it from our home page. We already have it there. So let's go ahead and steal it from there. I'm gonna copy. And you can drag blocks to other pages, so don't forget that. And what it'll do is it'll go all the way to the very bottom page right there. I'm gonna slide it right in there, and there we go. So now our page pretty fulfilled. Look at that. Simple enough. And of course you can change the way it's laid out. If I don't like the way the photos are laid in there, I can switch the order any way I want to. No problem. So that's easy enough. You can also change the layout if you want to change it from that to, oh, I don't know, maybe you want to go collage style or slideshow style. You can change anything you want visually at the end of the day, but I'm going to keep it as is. The only thing I might change is, I love how thick it is, but I'm just going to change the thickness. How about that? We'll just do that. There we go. So not as thick. There we go. Perfect. Just the way I wanted it. And if I want to, I'll add a little space. I'll add a little space here. Just a little blank block. We'll change the thickness to a medium. How about that? We'll change the color to all white. Just give it some breathing room. There we go. Okay, so we got our 3 pages set up. Now let's jump into our investment page. So it's got this oceanic feeling right now, but we got to change some of that. So we need to change it from saying portfolio to your investment. There we go. And then we're just going to keep that as is. Going to change the photograph within here. Now, again, you can choose from your library if you have something that might work. I'll try to find something in here, maybe something like this, or see if I have anything in the family section. If you have anything that fits the type of photography you do, obviously utilize that. See if I have anything here. I'm just going to type in seniors. And I want something that's a little bit longer, so maybe something like this might work. You know, so you might want to utilize something like that at the end of the day, or change it up slightly again. I'm typing seniors. This might work because it's kind of, there we go. That's pretty cool. And we need to change some colors around. As much as I love the green, it's not really been a part of our brand, so I'm going to change the background color to more of that muted beige tone. Ooh, I love that gold though. It's looking really nice with it. But our buttons have been mostly black, but we can always change that if we want to throughout the rest of the website. But I'm going to go ahead and change it to black and make sure that the button text is white. There we go. But we can keep that little gold rim. I like that. Now through here, this is where we want to talk about like the who, what, when, and where, why about us. Now if we don't want to know what to say exactly, we can kind of generate a 3-step process. And what I like to do is I just like to bring in a blank block, ask PhotoBiz AI, tell them I need a 3-step process for a photo session. 1, consultation. 2, the session. 3, reveal and select photos. So we could do something like that. So there we go. We got some context here. So I'm going to hit Save Changes, and then what I do is I take what I need from here, copy, go to this block, paste in what I want, and then if I need to modify, I can later, just so it doesn't get too egregiously long or anything like that, and just paste in the information that I need. And then we'll change the titles after we get everything else plugged in. There we go. Simple enough. Then I delete the block I don't need. Go in here, little too long, so we're just going to remove it and just keep it on selection. How about that? There we go. So we have these buttons that say learn more. If we wanted to, we could go where this goes to a booking. We can see the session type and then selection. That could be, you know, its own thing if we wanted to. But I don't really think we need buttons for these. So what I'll do is I'll kind of kill them. We don't need them. As much as we like to have them, I just want the process. Keep the process. And I kind of like the cursor, even though this is the first time we ever use it, but this is unique enough to where we only use it once, so it's fine. So now we can come back up here. Now we can change we can make it where something like so we can have something like that where it says your photo investment starts here. Then we can just say need to have a investment page information. Okay, I told it I need to have an investment page talking point here. Just a paragraph for Jane Doe Studios. Cost is only $250 for the session, but photo purchasing will be done later. Perfect, that's all I needed it to say. So now I'm just going to change the size of the paragraph, font, and stuff. And make sure it's doing everything I want it. I'm going to size it up a little bit right here. I'm just going to bold where I need it. Perfect. And then I'm just going to add a little space in here. Just a little medium space. How about that? And then we have all our FAQ sections. So for the FAQ, you can click in on it. You can ask PhotoBiz AI to make modifications where you want to. But for the most part, this is saying what I want to. How's booking? You know, contact us by email, etc. Should I what should I wear? Wear outfits that feel confident in, that feels great. How long does a photo shoot take? Sessions vary, typically last 45 minutes to an hour, etc. So when I receive my photos, editing will be between 2 and, you know, so you can add any other things that you want in here if you need to. You know, maybe we want to do one for cancellations, you know. Add cancellation policy info must be 24 hours in advance. Can reschedule up to one time only. Otherwise, no refund. So we'll just say add cancellation policy info. We'll just take this part, put it up here. Cancellations must be made 24 hours in advance, yada, yada, yada. I may schedule only after that. No refunds will be issued. There you go. Perfect. How awesome is that? It says everything I wanted to say. And there it is, already in there. So now we have it set up that way. Let's take a look at our page now. Perfect. How awesome was that? Now I just want to add a button here. I'm going to add 2 buttons on this page that do the exact same thing. I'm going to keep one. Make it this button here. I'm going to change the background color to match the tone that we have above. Whoop. That was for the background color. There we go. There we go. Want our button to lead to our contact page. And there we go. So now we have that. And then I'm going to do the same thing below. Add a button down here. Perfect, right? Going to add it. We're just going to modify it. Where we'll go to there. We don't need everything else. Now let's take a look at the page. Got this cool effect, right? So there we go. So now let's add some little animation to it. I want it to fill, and I want that button to be a little bit bigger. Let's do that. Let's just pump it up a little bit. Same thing here. There we go. So now when we see that effect, there we go. Just captures our eye, drives us where we want to go to next, which is the next page we're working on. So let's jump over to there. Go to our contact page. Just going to change this. Change the clipboard image. Change it to something that's about seniors. We'll select this one because we haven't used that one here yet. So what happens if you run across and you can't see the text? So contact, write that. Doesn't have to link anywhere. We're going to go to our color choicings. I like to have my overlay to be a darker tone. Change our stylings. We want the opacity to about 50%. There we go. So you can have that going on. And then our contact is here. We can then update it to where our location is, you know, where you work. Location wise, I like the grayscale look personally, my favorite. Just adds a little class to it. You can add any links here if you need to, but since we're already on the contact page, we don't need that. And then you can modify if you wanted to go full across or side to side. I like the way it is right now. And then any other alignments that you might need to change. So it's here, you can update all that stuff right away. Any color changes, you name it. We need to change our font because we never use that really anywhere else. There we go. And if you want to, you can change the order it's at. Or you can put it back where it's at, and I'm just going to add a divider between it. I'm going to change it to a long again. There we go. Looking really good. I'm just going to add a little space below it. Get a medium space. Change the color to white. So, within the last 50 minutes, maybe even less, we'll say about 48 minutes, we put this whole page together. We've customized it. We've changed it to say what we want it to say. We got it linked to where we want it to go. Now it's just fine tuning. Now it's just tweaking. Now it's just adding your SEO to the pages how you want to. But it's relatively set up and ready to go. So, you know, things that I might do, like I said, show you that little trick again. If you want things to line up proper, get that view portfolio to fit on the same line. There we go. You know, little tweaks here and there. That's what we're doing now. So it's just about fine tuning. Let's get started. Ready to book. Where's it taking us to? Is it taking us anywhere? It's taking us to our contact page. Is there any animation attached to it? Let's check. We need to add a little animation to it, so let's do it. I'm going to add it here. Put that fill there. There we go. Very transformative now. Feels like things feel cohesive. Things feel natural to the page, you know, where we want things to go. This learn more, I want it to connect to go somewhere. Let's take it to the investment page. This is where we can have those things. Let's talk, let's learn more. Let's make that let's talk a little bit bigger. There we go. You can add animations if there aren't any selected. Now it's just, like I said, it's just fine tuning. We did all this in no time. So we got 7 minutes left. What can we do in that 7 minutes? Let's add our SEO. So we're gonna go here, customize, ask PhotoBiz AI, Jane Doe Studio, senior photographer in Greenboro, NC, 15 years as a pro. Creates unique looks for teenagers and soon to be grads. There you go. It's going to generate text based off that. Senior photography by Jane Doe Studio. Discover unique scenes for teen and grads by Jane Doe. You know, there we go. And it's got a meta keywords and everything. Everything's plugged in. And this is what it could look like. Now we can do that for all our other pages. Senior SEO. Custom. About Jane Doe Studio. NC. Something like that. Just to add a little oomph to it, right? Just to add a little something to it. All right, there we go. Perfect. And it's there. Next, we can do it here as well. Easy enough. And you see, it's just relatively easy, you know, anything you want to add to it. There we go. Tell it to do something here. That's what I wanted to say. And then contact Jane Doe Studios. Let's do it. There we go. So our web page is completely built in less than an hour. You can see the time is still going. I'm going to pause it. But we had 3 minutes and 45 seconds left, even with slow talking points and everything. But our web page is fully set up. We have rewritten all the page content on these pages. We've added animations. We've generated these pages from scratch utilizing our pre-designed blocks, which we didn't have before. So all this now exists as a way to connect with people. Everything is here. So now they can go to the portfolio from here easily. They can go to the about page. From the about page, they can go to the contact page. Everything is wired completely together. If they want to go to portfolio, if they want to learn more, anything like that. It's all done through here. We set it up in no time, and they can get a full rich experience. Now, if there's anything you want to change, of course you can make those changes. Maybe you want to make this font a little bit bigger. Yeah, let's do it. It's easy enough. We've got it set up, and it took less than an hour to fully build out the web page. So what I do here, I would just change the text here. We're just going to change our description text. Just be a little bit larger. There we go. And we have our FAQ section here. Everything's already been acquired. Everything is done. So what is holding you back when it comes to building your own website? It shouldn't be anything at this point. You have all the tools and resources. PhotoBiz is making it as fast and easy as possible to build an entire page in less than an hour. We built an entire website in less than an hour. So just take a little bit of know-how that you've learned here from today to build a web page out in less than 45 minutes. We were able to put this together with new SEO related pages, with all the data and information that we want customers to get out of our pages, and we've already relatively put it all together. Of course, if you have your own images and things like that, add them as you go, but we just utilize what we had already in our clipboard and in our bank, and we were able to create something uniquely different from what started out originally. So I just want to make sure that you're getting that information, see what it looks like, see how you feel about what was put down today. If you feel comfortable about putting your website together, you're going to love new pre-designed blocks. Absolutely. It's one of the best new features I think that we have. And for any website builder, it's one of the fastest and most unique when it comes to putting it together. Some of the other ones get a little bogged down where it gets difficult to putting things in right places and making sure it looks designed. But we had our professional designers make sure that these blocks are ready for you so you can make it look as good as possible anytime, anywhere. All right, that's pretty much it for today. If you want to know more about this stuff, go to our blog, .photobiz.com. You can check it out there. What's new? You can see what was released in May directly from here. Again, we talked about pre-designed blocks today, the unique features that are available for it. Again, it's just simply clicking on the block you want, adding which design that you want, and immediately seeing results and then changing it how you like it to fit your brand. Next, after that, we have some new features coming out. Editorial carousel is coming out soon, so you're going to see some new layout options available for that. Can't wait for that. You're also going to see some new editor block types, which, hey, I can't wait for that. It's going to really add some unique flavor to it. You're going to love it. It's going to add a little bit more style and polish than ever before. We're going to get some more unique looks that I think we'll be excited about, especially for our pre-designed blocks. I can bet these are already pre-designed block ready looks. So get excited about those features coming as well. Also on the blog, you can see that we have 4 new templates available. And hey, how fast can you really build a website? Well, I even proved myself wrong today, because with launch in less than 5 hours, hey, we're ready to launch in less than 1 hour. But if you're not a pro like I am with it, it doesn't take that long to build with PhotoBiz. You can see less than 5 hours, you can go instantaneously build all these pages out, especially now for pre-designed blocks that are available. You're going to be able to get a lot done in that time frame. So reach out to our team if you need assistance, if you want to get set up with this, and if you need walkthroughs and how to do this, again, watch today's video and ask our team. Our team will be happy to help you. Also, if you want to see what's coming up, you can click on education.photobiz.com. You can see if you ever need help building anything, less than an hour, you can see what we get done. If you want to work with our design assistant leaders, our coaches that are available, you see we have them all set up for design assistant, e-commerce, marketing, forms and contracts, and SEO. Reach out to our team. We'll be happy to assist you. Only $150, 1 hour, and you can get a lot done. You saw what we were able to get done today. Imagine what we get done for you. Upcoming events, you can see we have. Today we've done Ask Me Anything about pre-designed blocks, but we also have coming up website reviews, then Ask Me Anything about video, then following back up with website reviews, then Ask Me Anything about video once again, and then Ask Me Anything about domain management. So we're going to be talking about a lot of features in the next few weeks. Very excited about all that stuff. Brand new things happening. But again, I just want to stress what we were able to do today. You can do. You can easily do. You can create your own page. Start from nothing. You can build it. Select a few blocks. Select a banner. Banner's done. I need some text. Some welcoming text. Select some welcoming text. There we go. Then I need some people to see, where my gallery, connect with me. I need them to do all that stuff. You can do that here. Select it. Go. Oh, I need them to be able to now see a testimonial. You just select what's there. Options that are available. Modify it to the way you like it. Maybe you don't like that backdrop. Easy breezy. Select a different backdrop. Select something that's like more vintage pink florals or something like that. You can select these options. They're available, fast and easy to transform for your business. Oh, I need something to, like a form for people to contact me. Easy. Select something that we have available. Select a contact option. Change it from an event form to a contact form. Look at all the things you can do in matters of seconds. We just built this entire page. Now we just got to put in our own contacts and change the colors. You can do that yourself. It's so fast now. Takes the thinking out of it so you don't have to worry about it. Again, I want to thank everyone for joining me today. I hope this was helpful. I tried to go a little bit slow today, see how long the presentation was, and I wanted to make sure that we're showing you how easy it is. In 45 to 50 minutes, we built an entire website using our pre-designed blocks only. We built out those pages. We used PhotoBiz AI to rewrite all the content on those pages, and we optimized it with SEO. All that was done today. So yeah, you are capable. I know you can do it. Please let us know in the comment section if you need any help or assistance. Please reach out to our support team. They're always here to help you, and I hope